91.5 WBIM presents the Saturday Night Soundtrack. Whoever you're with, wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, don't stop. Just turn us up. Coming to you live from the campus of Bridgewater State University. We are your destination for commercial-free classic rock to power your nights. Zeppelin, Rolling Stones, Van Halen, Aerosmith, Beatles, Eric Clapton, Pink Floyd, The Who, U2, AC/DC, Tom Petty, Allman Brothers, Ozzy, Neil Young, and hundreds more. Take us along wherever you go with the Livestream.com app and the iTunes and Google Play stores. So go get some food in the belly and gas in the tank as BSU's Alumni Saturday rocks on. The Saturday Night Soundtrack with Robb Hicks, Jared Barbetta, and Steve Rimmer begins now on Bridgewater's own 91.5 WBIM.
It is 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday Night Soundtrack's underway for another week. Welcome to it. Robb Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer.
We are here for life.
We are.
Hello.
Looks like we're off to a strong technical start here.
You've got that problem too?
You know?
We have a broken microphone.
It happens
here.
as you get older, and well, there's nothing you can do about it sometimes. So.
Look at this. This one's all limp.
Terrible.
Even if I grasp it with both hands, nothing's happening.
It seems like
I'm sorry for that, sir.
That's okay.
It seems like things are just shrinking here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Just a little bit, right?
The amount of equipment that we have, the amount of hours that we have.
Peter even tried grabbing hold of it and he couldn't fix it.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing is we've got a chief engineer here, Peter Q. George, is in the studio, and he's in the director's office right now. And basically, the great thing is that when he's around, at least you know that if it can possibly be fixed, then he's going to fix it. And if
Well,
it
he
can't
tried screwing with it, but it didn't work.
and if it can't be fixed, well, then he's the one to tell you that it can't be fixed, and then you know you don't even have to bother. So,
Yeah.
you ever have one of those days when you don't know what the hell's going on, but everything...
So, yeah, I agree, totally.
But everything's starting to piss me off, and I don't necessarily know what's happening, and I don't want to know.
It's like my head. It's like I'm living inside my brain right now.
Like, what's going on? You know?
2 hours? Who knows?
I'm just walk in.
No.
That's great. That's great. So 508-531-1303. We're doing Classic Rock until 11 o'clock. Call us up. Let us know what we can do for
Until
you.
11 o'clock.
Until 11 o'clock.
6 hours of it.
Isn't it great to have 6 hours of...
Yes,
Live
it
at
is.
5.
6 hours of the greatest show here at WBIM.
Absolutely.
You guys are really loud tonight for some reason.
Good. I want
Hang on a
everybody
sec.
in this community to hear me.
So everybody in the community hears you. Everybody...
Is that better?
I was going to say everybody in the community did hear you on the way in here, but you didn't actually yell out your window today. You just kept rolling down the window and waving.
Yeah.
Except for that
Oh,
one.
it's a wave drive.
Everybody.
Yeah, it's a wave drive.
Except
Wave
for
drive. That's good.
Except for that one gentleman you thought about waving at and then said, he looks pretty strong. and then decided maybe that wasn't the best course of action. And, well, I thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. He's outside the door now.
It makes...
Did you have
that was him.
Did you have any Cumbria Farms experiences today?
No.
No, Cumberland Farms was very, very anticlimactic, except for the fact that Jared and I go in there, and holy God, I mean, it's a wonder. I told Jared when we got back in the car, it's a wonder that they don't offer us a special on insulin with our purchase, because nothing we purchased was in any way, shape, or form remotely healthy. So Jared got a piece of pizza, he got a candy bar. And I can't. He got a couple of other things. He got another package of apple pies for me, because he showed them to me and he was like, "Do you want
Oh,
these?"
those again?
But it wasn't the one in the box. This was the one in like the wax paper. It's like the two that come in the wax paper.
Oh, like the old time.
But correct.
Yeah. You okay, sir?
We are off to a rip-roaring start. This is fantastic. This
Yes.
is the smoothest beginning to a show I think we've ever had.
Oh, yes.
Oh, rolling chairs.
Just so you know,
What's going on?
we don't
Rolling,
have visuals here, but Jared just fell off
Yeah.
his chair.
not rolling stones, but rolling chairs. Are you all right, sir?
I just felt like Tanya Hardin came by. My knee kills.
Who did I just see is going to play Tanya Harding in a movie that
Margot
seems
Robbie?
ridiculous? Yeah.
Looks awesome, though.
I haven't seen it.
Watch the trailer.
All I've seen is a still shot of it so far.
Watch the trailer. Amazing.
Really?
I'm so stoked for that.
Is it coming out relatively soon?
Yeah, that's why they put out a trailer.
Weird.
Jerk.
No, I'm just saying. Sometimes they put out trailers a year before something.
I don't know. I still haven't seen the trailer for Star Wars 10, so...
I've seen the posters.
We're talking about 9, though.
I don't care. Star Wars. It's garbage.
I wasn't a Star Wars
What are
fan.
you talking about?
I've never been a Star Wars fan.
I've never been you know what show I preferred better
garbage.
than Star Wars? Twilight Zone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, much better.
Totally.
Yeah, I'd take that over.
I'd take Star Trek over Star Wars.
Yeah. Star Trek was intelligent.
Yes.
And the thing that's kind of pissing me off, too, is that they're going to do...
We've said that twice now.
Yeah,
so
that's
far.
fine.
That's good, though.
Is that a word we can...
Yeah, we can say that.
Because I remember that's not a part of George Carlin.
George Carlin.
Yeah.
George Carlin's pretty out of date by this point in the 21st century. But
Well,
dead.
anyway, at any point, is that Jordan Peele, the guy who did... what's that movie?
Oh, God, we're going to have dead air.
you mean Key and Peele?
Yeah.
He did Get Out.
Get out.
Get Out,
Yeah.
that's the one. Mm-hmm. He's doing a reboot for CBS.
Of what?
Of Twilight Zone.
Oh.
No. Leave it alone. Because it stands the test of time. You don't need to,
Plus, you didn't like that movie anyway, so you're not inclined to like anything that guy's going to do now.
It's going to be like Black Mirror. It's stupid.
What did I read this week? MGM have got in production a TV series on the life of Hunter S. Thompson.
Why?
Why not? For Christ's sake, it'll be incredible. It's called Fear and Loathing. So long as they cast it right and write it right, it's going to be excellent. So looking forward to that.
Right. All right, I like that.
They haven't cast it yet.
Yeah.
They're getting there.
Well, that's all we
There you
have
go.
for movie news.
That's it. We got it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Move into the first block of classic rock here. 508
Live at 5.
508-531-1303. Let us know what we can do for you. Again, it's Classic Rock till 11 o'clock. Alice Cooper, George Thorogood, and Steven Stills all on deck.
Those major market stations have high-profile sponsors. Hosts with 30 years of experience and over 20,000 watts of power. Well, we have a British guy. Check and mates. Steve Rimmer is on the Saturday night soundtrack on BIM.
David Bowie, 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS radio show, Beatles before that, Steven Stills, George Thorogood, and Alice Cooper kicked off the block. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, let's take this.
I'm here for the
We
full
like a little
time.
There we go.
We need some Ziggy every
We're
now
here.
and again.
Yeah, everybody needs Ziggy
Within
now
a
and then.
6-hour spot, we need Ziggy.
Exactly.
Yes.
Maybe a couple of Ziggies. How
Couple.
about that?
The chance to play a couple
Yes,
of Ziggies.
exactly.
The sort of thing you couldn't do in a 2-hour spot.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Normally, you don't have a lot of time where you can stretch out.
No.
But this show, you get a lot of opportunity to stretch
Yes,
out.
you do.
So there you go.
And we can play mixes, we can play twofers and threefers.
A
Imagine
twofer.
trying to do that in a 2-hour slot.
Well, I mean, you'd just be, it would just be bogging everything down.
Yeah.
Stupid. Absolutely. There you go.
So there we go.
It's 6 hours of the greatest show here at WBIM, so call us up and tell us what we can do for you. 508-531-1303. You can like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack. You can follow us on Twitter at SN Soundtrack. A week from today, it's 50-50 as to whether or not there's going to be a program. Steve, you're not going to be here no matter what because you've got a New Hampshire wedding.
Actually, you know what? It's not New Hampshire. It's Maine.
Whatever.
I'm going to be in Maine for 4 days.
Oh, for a second there, I thought you were going to say it was canceled.
I thought he was going to say
No.
that too. I was like, oh, cool. Maybe this is back on.
Oh, no. I'm away Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
So Jared and I were going to come in and do the show, but the deal is, and I've mentioned this a couple of times, I'm having surgery on Wednesday, which I'm sort of starting to freak out about.
Yeah, I bet you are.
Just a little bit, and but that's happening on Wednesday, and then when I go home on Thursday and all that, and it's not a surgery that affects my mobility necessarily. It just depends on how I
your vocal mobility.
Right, and it depends on how I feel in general. So I don't. If we do the show, if I feel well enough to just come in here and do the show, I don't plan on really talking.
No.
Which means that you're just going to hear Jared talking.
But it'll be a nice 6-hour break
for the
you.
entire show. It's going to be a 6-hour break. I'm going to do
6 hours of me talking from front to back. That's it. Nothing else.
No, don't turn off your radios yet, dude. We're talking about next week. We're talking about next week.
Not
next
now.
week. Next week. And
I'm
we don't
still here.
We don't even know if it's going to happen. So everybody relax. Everybody relax.
Yes.
But I'm starting to freak out. And I was planning for this upcoming week and starting to think about all the things I got to think about and all
Now,
of that.
what is the after surgery program? I mean, food, drink-wise?
There
can
isn't
you-
really.
Can you
I
do
think
any of that stuff?
I
You
think
might die.
Yeah, exactly. If I don't die, then I basically just need to eat soft foods. I think for a bit, just things that are easy to
baby foods.
right.
Like
Things
purees.
things that are easy to swallow.
So
Is what
you
I'm
just
after.
have to liquidize everything.
I want to be
Exactly.
here. I want to be here at the show doing my bit and then looking at the glass, and then watching you with your little thing of baby food.
I got my
eating
little,
baby food.
I got my little thing of apple sauce.
Yes.
No pork chops, just apple sauce.
Here's some carrots.
They're minced, so it's fine. But there really is no after thing. They're kind of vague about it. They're
That's
sort of
kinda
like
strange.
They're like, don't do anything, strenuous for about a week or so. And
With your neck?
just with your life. Like, don't pick, because when you pick up some things, like you know what I mean? Like, you can strain with your neck. So they're saying just to be on the safe side, don't do anything strenuous overall.
So you shouldn't drive because you can't scream at other drivers.
Correct.
Exactly.
But I mean, if we come to the show, Jared's just going to drive me.
Yeah, well, he'll scream at the other
Right.
drivers.
I mean, as strenuous
anyway, so
as
that's
strenuous
fine.
as that is emotionally, it's not strenuous physically, so
No,
that should be
no.
fine. And then they say that I'm going to have a sore throat and all that. But that's basically all they keep saying.
Lozenges.
And they basically keep telling me that all I probably will need to take is Tylenol, but they'll give me prescriptions if I need them.
Oh, they'll give you like freaking 800 milligrams prescriptions.
Right. I had a prescription for Vicodin the last surgery that I had. I used it very sparingly within the first couple of days, and then that was the end of that.
What's that other one? Percos?
Percocets, yeah.
Sets,
I mean,
yeah.
all those things are bad news. If I can at all avoid using those, I will avoid using
You know
them.
the best way to use them?
No.
To make the most maximum use of them?
Yeah.
Whiskey.
Great.
Yep.
He's going to die anyway.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
See, they're going to put him
Thanks
on a
for that.
table.
Now, do we get the slot if you die?
Is that written in your will?
No, and here's the thing too. Before you go on to what they're going to do to me, so I'm talking to my wife about it today, and I wasn't. So they're going to call me on Tuesday and tell me what time to go in, and obviously she has to drive me in and all that.
Yeah.
So she's going to drive me in on whatever time on Wednesday, and then she has to pick me up on Thursday. So in going over everything
don't
this.
die.
Right. In going over everything this weekend as I try to get all my affairs in order, I said to her, I was like, well...
You're having an affair?
Yes. I said, what... I said, what days did you take off? I said, did you take off Friday? And she said, no, I took off Wednesday and Thursday. And then I said, okay, I was just making sure. I wasn't sure. And she was like, I can't take Wednesday through Friday off. It's ridiculous.
Just for you.
Just for you
Okay,
having
I'm good.
major surgery.
Just convalescing, but it's totally fine. And then she's like, well, you'll be able to walk around. So, fair enough.
Okay.
Good enough.
I'll be okay, honey.
I kind of like it better that way because I can just veg out. I've got it. This is going to be a day. If anything comes to me from this surgery, it's going to be the fact that Friday is going to be a legitimate, blissful day to myself with no chores because I can't do anything strenuous.
Exactly.
You know?
That's beautiful. Actually.
That's my goal.
Do you
Now,
have Blu-rays to watch?
I got Blu-rays. I got shows on Netflix I want to watch.
There you go.
I got all sorts of
You're all
stuff.
set.
Jared, go ahead and tell them what they're going to do to me if you want to.
They're gonna put him on a table,
Yeah.
right?
He's telling me all this. He's recounting his take on this in the car on the way over. By the way,
Okay.
and then they're gonna cut his neck open.
Uh-huh.
Then peel it back.
Yeah.
Apparently, he looked
clamps.
He looked something up about this.
They'll
did.
probably use things like this to
Yeah.
hold. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Is that a paperclip?
That's a paper
yes.
clip.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
where you getting?
Because why not? Why not?
Where you going to get this done?
Cape Cod Hospital.
Yeah. We're gonna use paper clips. You're so screwed.
You know what? The two of you.
No, duct tape.
Yeah, that's it.
Scotch tape.
Scotch tape, because they can't even afford duct tape.
Yes.
But it's the double-sided kind,
Yeah.
so I'll just stick to everything
Yeah.
on the way.
They're going to open it up, and then like I saw, like they got these clamps that they open and they hold it open, and then they reach in with this like I don't know forceps looking thing, and then they pull out the stuff.
Okay.
And then the great thing is that they keep giving Rob this wonderful
And this
warning.
is the medical intern that does this. Yes.
With the shaky hands.
Yes.
And then the thing is, they keep telling Rob, they keep giving Rob like this like forewarning, like, oh, you know, when we take this out, sometimes we don't try to do it, but sometimes what happens is we'll take out the other lymph node.
The parathyroid gland is what it's called.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
We'll
Because
take
they're
out that
really
thing.
small and they're sort of somewhat connected to the thyroid.
Yeah, like we don't mean to do it, but then like if we take that out, you're gonna have to take calcium supplements, and I'm like,
But I'm cool with that.
if you do this every day for your life as a living,
This is part of the. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, why would you have to give that warning? That's like an auto mechanic going, I'm going to change your tire.
And we may just
we
make
might
your
just
wheels
lose-
fall
yeah.
off while you're driving away.
We just might lose your
Yes.
lug nuts.
Yes.
You know, and if you use your lug nuts, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. So it's just a par for the course.
Going to affect his nuts too.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know the other crazy thing is, I looked this up. 16 out of 20 people that get surgeries wake up
Halfway through the surgery.
16 out of 20 is not correct.
That is correct.
There is no way that's correct.
That is
sir.
correct.
No, it is not.
I Googled it.
No, you did not.
I'm over here waiting for the segment to come up, and I Googled it.
No. You're
It's
full
right
of
here on my phone.
You're full of crap.
16 out of 20
No, that's a ridiculous. I've never heard a statistic like that in my life.
sure?
Yes.
Because that's real.
Yes. If
That's
anything, statistics are given to you as 1 out of every blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
16 out of 20 is wonderfully random and sounds like it came out of Jared's mind.
No, it didn't.
Yes.
No.
Look,
you're full of crap.
Here I go. I'm going to Google again.
Do that when we get into the next block.
So when
Who we got for the next block?
We got Foreigner, Queen, and The Dead, and a bunch of other stuff coming up.
Before we do that, do you like that 8 greatest hard rock albums of all time?
Number one, I like it. Number 2, I like the fact that you seem to follow this I Love Classic Rock thing on Facebook.
I do.
But all you basically do is rank on them for stuff.
Yes, I do.
So you follow them, and yet you hate them.
You have to shame them. That's the whole thing.
Well, I went through it. When I read your comment, I went through and started reading the list, and the list is ludicrous.
Oh, absolutely.
You had Kiss Alive on there?
Oh.
Are you serious?
Boston.
Boston was number 2.
Boston.
The debut album was number. And if
Wasn't
anybody doesn't know,
Journey on there too?
If anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, there was an I Love Classic Rock thing on Facebook. They listed what was it?
The eight
top hard rock albums of all time. If Boston was on there as 8 top classic rock albums of all time, I would have a beef.
I mean, Kiss they're a pop band.
I know. I know. Choir here. I understand.
Okay.
Totally. That all being said, I wasn't too bad with their number 1 pick for the Van Halen debut album.
Yeah.
I'll give them that. That's a good
yeah.
number 1. I don't know. I mean, you could probably argue, but
Led Zeppelin.
I like that it was on there. I don't
4?
like that Led Zeppelin 4 was on there and
Should
2
be
didn't
2.
even make the
Exactly,
list.
yeah.
2 is one of the greatest albums of all time. Are you nuts?
Ugh. Yeah.
Just a little quick update.
Oh, Jesus.
26,000 people experience anesthesic awareness, which is people waking up.
Well, you know what?
Out of how many?
21 million.
Yeah.
21 million.
Yeah, okay. All right, there we go. That's a little bit more. I've had surgery already before in my life once.
too.
So I feel confident about those mechanics kind of going into it.
Oh, you'll be fine.
I'm still freaked out, but I feel a little better having an experience under my belt as we head into this.
Exactly.
So there you go.
There you go.
Ooh, what is this? Google's so fun.
Save it.
Yeah, save it for the next segment.
Oh, you
508.
like BuzzFeed?
53. BuzzFeed, what?
BuzzFeed?
508-531-1303, SNS SPIM.
Whether you're spending a night in town or just a night in, we've got you covered. It's All Request Classic Rock on Bridgewater's Saturday night soundtrack with Robb Hicks at 91.5 WBIM.
CCR is on 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday night soundtrack, Grateful Dead before that, Queen. Foreigner also in there, Robb Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer.
How are you doing?
Hello. Hey. If you were listening to a regular 2-hour show, it would be half over by now. So
Yeah, it would be.
think about that.
welcome. Oh, dead air.
We're having
We're gonna
fun
play
on this.
Kick all night.
We're having fun on this special Mischief night.
Mischief.
The Mischief.
Yeah,
It is Mischief night tonight in England.
People down the stairs.
It is. November 4th is Mischief night. What's the day before Guy Fawkes night, which is November 5th, which is tomorrow.
Yeah.
And
So
all-
remember the 5th of November.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's all I remember from that.
Gunpowder, powder, and plot.
Yeah.
Yes.
He said.
What are you guys all doing, Mischief Night?
Well, in my
Or
day, when it
Mischief
was
night,
nice,
if you will.
when it was a nice time, we'd do silly things like putting dog poop in paper bags on people's doorsteps and setting them alight and ringing the doorbell in the hope that they'd come out in their slippers to put it out.
How old were you when you stopped doing that?
Oh,
32.
This was in the early teens, you know. Or if you had a narrow enough street, you would take a piece of rope, tie it to the doorknob of the house on one side of the street, tie the other to a doorknob on the house on the other side of the street, and then ring both bells and run away. It was mischief. Nowadays, they go around and throw acid in people's faces. It's not quite as fun anymore.
That's sort of a drop-off.
Yes, exactly.
in
I like
entertainment
the doorbell
value and
thing. I
humor.
actually might do that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
And the other thing we used to do was
Jared's just out there during the night stringing something across.
No, every house in England had a gate that entered you into the front garden of the house. And the gates usually sat on 2 points, I guess.
Yeah.
And they were all the same. They were pretty standard, but the gates looked different, so you'd switch them all around. You know, you'd take one off at 84 and you'd switch it with one on 94. And this, that, and the other. It was mischief.
Oh, it was good.
Yeah.
Good time.
Good clean fun.
Good time.
Good time.
Good time.
And then tomorrow night is Guy Fawkes night. You buy
Remember the 5th
exactly.
of November.
Yeah.
Big bonfires, lots of fireworks.
Yep.
Burning effigies of a man. Yes.
Yeah.
Good, hopeful fun.
Yeah. Let's remember the guy that almost took down Parliament.
Correct.
Well, he didn't, actually.
He plotted against it.
No, he was the putsy. He was the silly bugger that was taking the gunpowder and putting it under Parliament. He didn't come up with the
blow
plot.
it up.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
No, they never set it off. They caught him beforehand.
Well, that was his intention. That's like celebrating someone who went celebrating the guy who tried to take a van into underneath.
No, he was the idiot. The committee that got together, the anarchist committee that was going to blow up Parliament, said, okay, we need some buffoon to take the gunpowder down and put it under Parliament. So, hey, Guy, you fancy doing something tomorrow night?
Yeah.
And then he got caught.
Yeah, he got caught. But what I'm saying is that we're celebrating that.
Yes, of course we are.
Yeah, so like that's
Why not?
Of course, you idiot.
Well, what I'm saying is that that's almost akin to celebrating the guy who fouled up the first trade tower situation.
No, we're celebrating the fact that they caught the guy before he fouled up the first trade tower situation.
And that's why they burn effigies of him and
Exactly.
whatnot.
Exactly.
That's why I'm an American. I don't.
You're just saying that they shouldn't be honoring him at all, giving him a platform, remembering him, even if they're remembering the fact that they caught him.
Yeah. That's the whole point, is they're remembering the fact that they caught him and stopped him. That's the whole point of Guy Fawkes Night.
See.
The people run
movie.
The people run around with Guy Fawkes masks on, though.
No, actually, they never did when I was a kid.
Oh, really?
No,
that's recent because of
the movie.
That's just V for Vendetta.
I got you.
Yeah. That's what got me all turned around.
Yeah, no, didn't happen.
There you go.
But there you go. That's what the 4th and 5th of November are about. So you guys had your 31st. You just have 31st, don't you, really? That's it. There's nothing more than just that.
No, it's a...
Yeah.
We're boring. We're lame.
31st.
What happened to 32?
We make it a 2-day event.
There is no 32, sir.
And you always, when the embers of the fire burn down, you wrap potatoes in tinfoil and throw them in the embers and cook them. And eat them afterwards.
Oh, afterwards.
Yes. After they're cooked.
No, you eat them while they're in the fire.
Yeah.
Tinfoil and all.
Call us up, 508-531-1303.
Please.
Let us know what we can do for you, and tell us that we're a bunch of women, apparently. I mean...
I don't know what that guy meant.
I don't know what's going on. I'm glad you answer the phones around here. I'll tell you what.
I'd try it at some point, but they wouldn't understand me, so there's no point.
Right, exactly. Was there some sort of piece of wisdom that you wanted to impart on me in this next block? Or in this next segment, rather?
No, I read the rest of it, and the rest of it sucked.
No, did it really?
Yeah.
Was that a letdown for you?
But basically, like, the more common thing isn't you waking up in the middle of your surgery. The more common thing is, like, the equipment faulting.
Great.
So like, they could be there with, like, the neck-cutting device, the device that cuts your neck open, and then they could just, like, stop mid-cut, like when you're cutting, like, lasagna, and, like, it gets caught in the noodle type of thing. You know what I mean?
Why am I friends with them? Why?
I don't know.
I don't understand it.
Not only that, you subject yourself to what, 40 minutes in a car each way? There,
You know what it is?
Sure, pretty much.
You know what he's doing? Like, he's atoning for that time. Like when we worked at Target,
You've told the story 5 times.
pulled out my bike, and it's pouring rain out, and he stops. He's like, "You driving home in that?" Yep. It pulls off with his truck.
I've explained it numerous times that I thought you were, at the time, I didn't know you very well. I thought you were one of those fitness freaks that just wants to ride their bike whatever opportunity they get.
So if you
I know better now.
I drove you home once, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably that night after I left.
Laughing at my face.
And plus, you don't want to assume that people always want to ride. It's like the time you tried to stop to pick up the 90-year-old guy who was walking back from Hannaford with his groceries, and you thought you'd do a good thing and pick him up, and you were like, "You need a ride?" And the guy was like, "Get the out of here. And the guy was like, meanwhile, his milk's spoiling because he's moving at like 1 foot per every 5 minutes. And it's the summertime. It's like 87 degrees.
Yeah.
So, I thought maybe, what if you were like that old guy? Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. Call us up. 508-531-1303. Another big block of classic rock coming up. Got Alice in Chains on deck, also some Robin Trower. And we'll hear from The Who as well.
Hitting the bars or hitting the books. We'll make your night rock with Robb Hicks and Bridgewater's Saturday Night Soundtrack on 91.5 WBIM.
Kisses on 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS Radio Show, Journey before that, The Who. Robin Trower kicked it off with Alice in Chains, Robb Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer.
Hello there.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Teas and crumpets.
And that's where it ends.
I gave you guys crumpets one time.
You didn't. They were effing delicious.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I was not sure.
Well, I ate, if you recall, I ate one wrong.
Yes.
Because I didn't toast it or anything, and you were like, "Sir,
good God,
what
no.
is wrong with you?" But the weird thing was, I still kind of dug it, and then I did it the way you told me to, and well, holy God,
yes,
delicious.
All right.
So
Good.
if you ever feel like bringing those in again,
I can do
I'm
that.
not going to throw them back in your face.
We sell them daily at Wegmans.
We sell them. You can actually buy your own if you want.
Yes.
Get some freebies.
I kicked myself today because I had a yearning to get the Wegmans cheese bread that they make. I was going to have cheese bread toasted with an egg and bacon on it, and I forgot to buy it on the way home. So
No, it's not like
tomorrow, I'll get it tomorrow.
Are you working tomorrow?
Of course I am. It's Sunday.
No,
I work every Sunday.
Except for the one sometimes every once in a while you
Which
don't.
I have a gripe about.
Okay.
Grapes?
There are two people in my department that get to take Sundays off because they are religious and they go to church.
Oh, yes.
So
Okay.
even though they are supposedly full-time employees with full availability, they can't work Sundays because they go to church. So
What
does
say
that
about
mean that I'm being discriminated against for
Yeah.
being an atheist?
Yep. I'm pretty much sure that's the case.
I called my manager on it. I said, you know what? maybe I'm going to become a born again then. Because I don't get any Sundays off. Because these two people get every Sunday off because they are religious.
How did that work out?
Yeah. He just kept saying, "Oh, it's religious. Oh, it's religious." So then I went home that day, and I got online, and I went to the Wegmans scheduling page, and I put in for one Sunday in every freaking month from here till freaking April.
He's fired up.
Oh God, it's been peeing me off for a long time. How can you be a full-time worker like myself, get paid like myself,
right,
and then not be able to work on Sundays?
I mean, back in the dark days, like when I used to go to, when I had to work at Target, obviously, I had no, I was a part-time employee and I had no option to ask for Sundays off.
Absolutely.
Because I was a part-time employee, so nights and weekends were basically it as far as what I was able to do. There was no way I was ever going to be able to ask them for Sundays off. They would have been like, are you nuts?
Exactly.
Just get your ass in here. It's Sunday.
Exactly.
And as a matter of fact, get your ass in here at 7:30 a.m. because it's Sunday. Or 7 a.m.
Get my ass
right.
in
We
there
got to put the ad
5 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm the silly bugger that works here, does this show until 11 o'clock at night. So I only get 3 hours sleep, and yet I still have to be there at 5 a.m. in the morning because two other people can't work on Sunday.
I don't think using the show necessarily is a good argument. So I have to be at the show. You really don't.
No,
Listen,
I do.
Shut up. I have to be at the show.
When I did my initial interviews for this company, I told them my one option is that I will not be able to work on the evenings of Saturdays.
Yep.
So I started the show. I started the whole deal with this company on that line. So
that's the way to bake it in. If you start it from the get-go and get it in there on the record, then there's not much you can do.
You know what's interesting about that is that that's almost similar to this whole religious thing. Because you got someone that comes in and says, I cannot work this day for this reason. And you got you that comes in and says, I can't work this day.
No, I didn't say I can't work this day. I said I cannot work. I would prefer not to work the evenings of Saturday. I said if you decide you want to schedule me, that's fine, but I would ask that you don't. So I'm only asking for part of the day. I'm not asking for every freaking Sunday off.
That was a close one. That was a close one.
It was because you were because the difference is and the trick to it is you're working on Saturday mornings.
Yeah,
you're still working.
Yeah, so you're doing something.
Exactly.
And you're doing it on Saturday morning.
I'm there for 8 hours.
It's not like that. And by the way...
And here's the thing. A schedule can get written, and this person can get scheduled for Sunday, and then all of a sudden you look at the schedule a day later, and now it's changed because she's decided that she can't work on that Sunday. So now that puts more pressure on the people that are working on that Sunday, because now we're one person short.
Ask you a question.
Yeah.
Are they claiming that they can't work on Sunday because they have to go to church, or is it like I can't work on the Sabbath at all at any point during the day? Please don't schedule me on this day.
She apparently at least sings in the choir.
Because at least you can work at some part on Saturday, and my answer to that would be, okay, so you can't work on Sunday mornings because you got to sing in the choir. Cool.
Yeah.
How about you come in at 2 p.m.?
Well, here's a good one for you. I had to actually put in for a Sunday because my niece, who passed away last December, they're giving a special mass on December 3rd. So I put in for December 3rd because I want to attend the mass, obviously. And my boss said, well, could you work later that day then? I'm like, you want me to go to a mass for my niece who died and then come to work after the mass? No. Obviously not.
Had you previously explained exactly why you needed the day off?
Yes, I had.
Okie dokie then.
Yes, I had. I'm like, this is going to be a whole day affair. We have the mass, people come back to the house afterwards. It's a whole day affair.
Yeah.
I don't have the mass and then go to work afterwards.
Yeah.
Holy
I've had that
crap.
too. People like someone dies and then they're like, "Oh, but you're gonna come in, right?"
Right.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm not gonna come in. Someone just died.
Right.
Oh no, yeah, no, I understand that, but like, you're still gonna. I'm gonna see you tonight, right?
It's like those things you see that pop up all over Facebook in the winter, and it's like someone like shoveling their car out, and they're standing on the snow, and they're shoveling the top of the roof of the car off. Whole car submerged in snow, and it says, "Boss be like, you still coming to work, right?" Same situation.
Oh no, like
that meme's not very far off.
What was it? It was like one big storm that we had back at Target, and all of the management were like, "We're gonna go home because we live on the other side of the bridge." And it's real dangerous for us to get over on the other side of the bridge. So we're all going home. And then one of the girls, I think in Softlines, was like, "Yeah, I live on the other side of the bridge too. Can I go home?" "No, you got to stay. We need you here to take care of the guests." "I didn't invite these people. They're not my guests."
You know,
True.
I'm
It's a
so
true
glad
point.
I got away from that.
Oh my God.
Type of terminology. I mean, they're not guests; they're
They're
customers.
not.
Right.
Yeah. I didn't invite you over here.
No. Guest service.
I mean, that job paid a few extra bills here and there for a while, but after a while it was just ludicrous.
Oh, the last 2 years they were ludicrous.
Stupid.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, my wife and I went back in there a couple of days ago, and there's nobody there that I even know anymore.
Really?
Maybe one person or two people, but not by and large anybody that I really know.
Yeah.
So
Well, not anymore. He kind of thinned out.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Blanchett is still there, I guess.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I thought you
But
were
then-
talking about him.
But then randomly, I tend to see either him or Sean at Walmart. But
really?
I never see them at Target. I see them at Walmart on Sundays when I'm shopping.
Which Sean?
Libby.
Oh.
He's got a squirt. He's got a kid.
Mr. Trump?
Yeah, he's got a kid.
Not to
my
throw last
gosh.
names out over the air. I didn't really mean to do that, but it doesn't
Like
matter.
he's listening? No.
Right, it makes no difference,
Like,
actually.
we badmouth his golden god all
Come to
day.
think about it.
I can imagine what his kid's going to look like.
I already saw it.
He's got tattoos yet?
No. Let's not talk about someone's kid on here.
And the show has reached a new a new level of I don't know what.
That's why we're getting cut.
Yeah.
Among many other things.
I mean, we're so damn good.
Nothing-
I don't understand. There's no dead air.
Right.
There's nothing. It's
Nothing-
like our transitions are smooth. We're a professional.
Absolutely.
outfit.
This
We
is
sink to the.
I want to be able
This
to
show-
say this after next week's show.
This show is a masterpiece in technical assembly.
We are. We're
You
like
know?
the Frank Zappa of radio shows on this network.
There you go.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I like that.
We're crazy. You know, we don't we don't really stick into a format for to say, but like at least we're very professional and we're well polished.
Of course we are.
You know,
So, I showed Jared something earlier.
Yeah.
You know, I have a love for Captain Beefheart.
Is that
Yes.
what he calls it?
that's the name of his.
Okay.
I have a love for Captain Beefheart.
Yes. Okay.
So
I'm sorry.
anyway.
Continue.
The group LaBelle with Patti LaBelle.
Yes.
One of the other people in that group was called Nuna Hendricks.
Okay.
And she's 70 now. I mean, she's getting up there. But she's teamed up with the last guitarist that played with Beefheart, and she's putting out a Beefheart.
I'm listening.
Okay. A Beefheart covers album on November 16th.
Oh, okay.
So I am extremely excited about that. I only found out about it today.
There you go.
There's a couple of things on YouTube.
Yeah.
They've been out gigging, and it sounds excellent. So I'm very pleased about that.
Gigging.
Did he go get the food?
Giggity. No, here he is.
I'm trying to get...
That was almost like you come to Kinko's. Yeah. I got to get up and leave. Inside jokes abound, but it's fine. Next block of classic rock is coming up.
Good. Sorry, that was just a really good thing. It's like one of those things with like the stars align. You just put it out there and it just works. And it
just multiple levels.
Yeah.
Savoy Brown and Supertramp. And the doors are all up next. You got SNS.
Why wasn't there ever the windows?
On BIM.
Call in your classic rock request now at 508-531-1303. If you don't, Rob Hicks will play a half an hour of Bruce Hornsby.
That's just the way it is.
This is your chance to save the town of Bridgewater. 91.5 WBIM.
Bob Seger is on 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday Night Soundtrack, that one off his Live Bullet album, of course. Doors before that, Supertramp. Savoy Brown kicked that one off. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer.
I don't think he ever recorded a studio version of that.
He did. It was back in 72. It was on. It was either on his actual Bob Seger original album, or it was something like 7 from 9.
Really?
Yeah, there was some weird album that he recorded. Very, very original album from Bob Seger. And he recorded that, and it was part of that album, but nobody ever plays it. It's like the live version of "I Want You to Want Me" from Living Color, whatever the name of that Cheap Trick album was. You only hear the Budokan version.
The Budokan version is much better.
Of course it is, version. And there's a reason. There's a reason you only hear that one. You know, just like I'm sure there's probably a reason you only hear this one. I've actually never heard the studio cut of "Turn the Page." I don't really care to. I just know it exists, and that's enough.
Bob Seger reminds me an awful lot of Tom Petty at times.
You know, I like Metallica's version of that song.
Oh, Metallica's version's great.
Isn't it so
That's
good?
a good version. They use the guitar instead of the saxophone there.
There was an EKG, I can't think of the damn
an
word.
EP?
They had a medical procedure?
No, an EPK, right? Which is an electronic press kit.
Okay.
For that album. And it was like an hour version of the making of that album. And there was a session where them and the producer sitting there going like going over songs kind of thing, and they're like, "Oh, we'd like to do Turn the Page," but then like the James Hetfield was like, "I hate saxophone." And so what do we do about that? And then they're like, "Let's do a slide guitar," and it just makes so much more sense than a damn saxophone.
I mean, I like the saxophone as well because I like that version of that song. But there you go. Both versions have their merit, as they say. Merit.
Metallica.
Call us up 508-531. 1303. It's Saturday Night Soundtrack. We've been on since 5. If we had a normal 2-hour show, it'd be done by now.
Yeah, we would.
You wouldn't be hearing from us at all. So
that would be a sad thing.
Just keep that in mind.
Would be sad.
As it is.
Then there would be a mass suicide.
Jesus. As it is, we're doing Classic Rock till 11 o'clock. So call us up and tell us what we can do for you. 508-531-1303. Like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack. You can follow us on Twitter, at SN Soundtrack. How's the heat of your food, sir?
It's mild.
It's Luke Skywalker.
Lukewarm. I mean, I like it. I'm okay. I'm eating it. It's fine.
I'm eating it.
Would be so much better if it was hot. So we've discussed this.
Yeah.
Jared's been upping the guy's tip because it's the same guy that delivers the food every week.
Okay.
So we've decided now that he's got to, in fact, in future, hold the food and go, "Sorry, it's not that warm. Here's your $1 bill. Bye-bye."
Bye.
And see if we can train him in that way that, get us food when it's hot because that's the way we like to have it ordered. And, okay, here's $6 tip.
Hey, Bridgewater's listening.
Right. We'll try this. If not, we have to choose somebody else.
Yeah, we'll choose somebody else to sponsor our show.
There's plenty of fish in the sea.
Yeah.
Once again, I think I have...
Especially around here, there is.
Once again, I think I'm going to have to explain to Jared what a sponsorship is. They normally pay us money for something, but I digress. So
it needs to be hotter than this.
We can try that and see where that gets us. Mm-hmm. Since it's starting off at lukewarm anyway, let's get into the next block of Classic Rocks. We can finish eating it while it's at the heat that it's at.
Exactly.
I don't normally say this, but I actually want to say thank you to Lisa for the request that she made because she wanted to hear "I'd Do Anything for Love," which is an 11-minute Meatloaf song to give me some time to eat my food.
There you go.
So there you go.
It's not meatloaf that you're eating, though.
It's not meatloaf that I'm eating. It's a Cheeseburger Club. But, again...
It's kind of close to meatloaf.
I digress.
It's close.
It is. Close but no cigar. Call us up, 508-531-1303. Here's Meatloaf. It's off Meatloaf 2, Bad Outta Hell 2. You get SNS on BIM. It's the Cars. And 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS radio show. Fleetwood Mac before that, Def Leppard, John Mellencamp, and Meatloaf kicked it off. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbatos, Steve Rimmer.
So what is that? What is it, the thing that she's asking him to do that he wouldn't do?
I don't, it's confusing, as most Meatloaf songs are. Confusing enough that Jared didn't even know the title, so he comes into me, he takes the request, good enough to answer the phone, thank you, sir. He's leaving the room, he's like, and I ask him, I go, was that a request? He goes, yeah, play All I'll Do for Love. And I'm like, what? All I'll Do for Love, All I'll Do for Love. Like, who? By who? Meatloaf! Like, and I'm like, oh, I'll do anything for love.
Yes.
That's what I said. And then he just leaves the room.
So Jim Steinman turned 70 this week.
Yeah, he did.
It was his birthday.
He turned 70, and Meatloaf turned 70 last month, right?
Yes.
I believe.
Yep.
So, they're getting up there.
He ain't dead yet.
No, they're not dead yet.
No.
Those two, man, they were a force to be reckoned with. I like the over-dramatic, melodramatic rock and roll that they put out. It's not necessarily for everyone, but I like it. And I like the songs that Jim Steinman wrote that other people sang, too.
Yeah.
I will...
Bonnie Tyler.
I will completely admit to loving Total Eclipse of My Heart. That's a great song.
Yep, that is.
Fight me over it, Song's great. I think he did. Did he do Holding Out for a Hero or no? Am I just thinking of songs that she sang?
I think you just think of songs that she sang.
But he wrote Making Love Out of Nothing at All for Air Supply. That was, what the hell is going on down the hall?
Drugs.
Holy crap. Well, we wanted a party, and now I guess we got a party, so. I don't know what's going on.
I think they had a break in whatever they were doing because all of a sudden a ton of them were headed for the bathroom.
Oh, God.
And we got the perfume.
And I'll tell you one thing, too, is that I don't know what was going on right before our food came. I went downstairs to use the facilities.
Uh-huh.
And now this is the kind of hint that I like because I like knowing that somebody's in there before I try the door.
Yeah.
The door was closed, and I could hear loud earbud music coming from the other side of the door.
Oh.
So someone was rocking out while dropping cake or something. I don't know what the deal was. But, but that's good because at least I know you're in there. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to go, hello? Anybody in? And they're just kicking down the door like a buffoon. That way I just know I can go to the next one.
Yes.
And everything is good.
Yes.
So call us up, 508-531-1303. Let us know what we can do for you. Well, maybe if you let it ring more than once, you'll have a better shot at it. That's pretty much how it goes.
And don't call when we're talking.
Unless you're Lisa and you want me to just put you on the phone and bitch at you about stuff,
yeah,
I can do that.
Or don't call when you're Lisa because we already know what you want to hear.
Right, and we're not going to play that.
Because it's the same crap every day.
She requested, there were a couple of Led Zeppelin songs that she requested last week. I just let fall by the wayside because I was like, well, it's not the Led Zeppelin show. Because we played a couple of tracks by Led Zeppelin, and then she requested a couple of others. I'm like, well, can you calm down? Or can you maybe pick another band to request some songs from?
Yeah, do that.
She made one request for a Triumph song last week, and I like Triumph, and I like that song, so that was a good choice. I'll Do Anything for Love, good choice. I like that song as well. And it fit in perfectly with the time frame that I needed to eat my food, so that was good.
That was good.
You know what I mean? So to do a little bit more like that.
How was your food?
Maybe a little bit. I agree with your assessment.
Yes,
that it was good, and it was edible. It would have been better if it was warmer.
Yes, Bridgewater State.
I mean, not Bridgewater State, sir. Bridgewater House of Pizza. Bridgewater State has nothing to do with it, except for the fact that we asked for a microwave up here that could maybe alleviate our problems, and we're basically told F you.
I even asked Jared, is there like do they make a small portable type microwave that we could bring with us and take back with us?
I have a feeling, sir, that we're just going to get ourselves in more trouble than it's worth if we try to do that.
I'm going to look it up, though.
Fine, but please don't.
Portable microwave.
Because we're already on the thin ice, as it were.
Yes.
And I'm trying not to break it. Is basically all it is. So can we try to keep it under control just a little bit?
Nope.
No. Yes.
No.
Can we please?
Not at all.
Can we please?
Nope.
No.
Bring in a small microwave. Eat me.
But not in the microwave.
No, you got to put me in the microwave in order to eat me, because I'm sure that I need to be cooled. I'm a little lukewarm.
You mean you need to be heated?
That's what I said.
Okay. In case you've forgotten, you can like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack, and you can follow us on Twitter at SN Soundtrack. I haven't really done much on either lately, and nobody's really noticed.
Did you ever download that Tom Petty verbiage?
No.
Okay.
Well, here's the problem, and maybe I'll save this for another segment. Is I'm having trouble with my device.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, my device just isn't working, and I had to delete an app, and then I tried to re-download it, and now it won't let me re-download. It's telling me it's going to take 2 days or some foolishness.
No issues here.
No, that's a phone. I'm talking about my laptop that I actually do my show on.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't care about that.
Okay. But I'll ask you maybe later on about it, because you have a MacBook Pro as well, and I need some help.
Hey, what do you got? What's your problem?
Well,
let's not talk about this on the air. Nobody cares.
Oh, here's real quick. Here's the problem.
Nobody cares.
For whatever reason, I try to download iMovie again, and it's not letting me do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, I try to do it, and then it tells me it's going to take a day and 8 hours. Well, I don't have a day and 8 hours. I got about 20 minutes tops, and then I got to move on to another project. That's the issue, in a nutshell. Do you have issues with your apps?
No, I don't.
You haven't had any, like,
you know why?
timeouts or anything like that?
Because I keep on top of my apps.
No. But I'm saying to you, have you ever had a problem downloading an app?
No.
Okay.
You know why?
Please tell me.
Because I'm on top of my apps.
I understand that, but I'm just saying, if you're not, and if it's not automatically downloading it, then you have to do it yourself, and then it's taking a long time. That's all I'm saying.
No. Just,
all right.
Stay on top of your stuff.
I like how his advice is not helpful. His advice is basically stay on top of your stuff. Well, I understand that, sir, but for those of us who don't necessarily have the time to do that all the time, I need a quick way to just be able to download my apps. It's the 21st century. Is there a way to be able to make this happen?
Yeah, there is.
To stay on top of your apps.
Stay on top.
Great. Thank you, as always,
Yeah.
for all of your help. It's much appreciated. So, there you go. 508-531-1303. Another big block of classic rock coming up. Going to kick it off with the Kinks.
From ACDC to CC Top, we've got the biggest collection of classic rock in Bridgewater. You're listening to the Saturday Night Soundtrack with Robb Hicks on 91.5 WBIM.
The Mighty Zeppelins on 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday Night Soundtrack, Night Ranger before that by request. Had not really a twofer of sorts, but had Jackson Browne followed by the Eagles on there. Jackson Browne collaborated with them a lot, so you can consider that if you want. Police in there also kicked it off with the Kinks, Robb Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer.
That's not what I said.
Nope, not at all. Call us up, 508-531-1303.
Pillow pets.
Yes. I don't know what you're talking about.
Who does?
No, sir.
Who does know what I'm talking
about?
about?
I've looked for people who might be able to figure it out, and, I haven't been able to find them, so there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Call us up, 508-531-1303. Let us know what we can do for you. Classic Rock marches on. We got 3 more hours of it because we got a 6-hour show, and it's great.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
So-
you know what?
Although that damn clock's bugging the crap out of me now.
Well, now I've got 2 more to bug the crap out of me because these Peter Q. George was just in here, and he switched these back to 7 o'clock while he was at it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I look at my phone anyway for all this. So
that's true.
You've got that clock that you're staring at the whole night, whereas with me, I just use my phone for everything. This over here on the left-hand side, this one might throw me off a little bit. I might look at it a few times and think it's earlier than it is. Think we got another hour of classic rock, and then they come up and they tell us they want to lock the building and get the hell out.
Yes.
So, and it always happens, but
I will look forward to 1 extra hour's sleep.
We'll
tonight,
deal with
though.
it.
That'll be good.
I mean, you could have all day tomorrow off if you were only religious.
Yes, exactly.
But
I'm not.
But I digress. Steve, how was this past week?
I enjoyed it. Have you not caught up yet?
I haven't watched a single episode this season yet.
Oh, my God.
So I'm behind, 2 now?
2.
It's just 2, right?
Oh, yeah.
So anything really great happened this week? Or
I don't want to say because it's been a lot of surprises, as you might say.
Oh, really?
Well, the one thing which won't be a surprise because you may have seen it, but they introduced the concept of a walker boat.
Yes.
That's one, which I thought was a wonderful idea.
So I think all I'm looking for from you is I mean, you love the show. You've loved the show for a while. Mm-hmm. You haven't ran out of gas, as I fear like I may have.
Nope.
But here's the thing that's going to help me get back into it. You have also helped to identify in the past when you thought the show was really slowing down to a crawl.
Yeah.
And you don't seem to think that so far this season, which is encouraging.
The speed, no, it's not. It's not slowing down at all. But there have been questions about how the plot could have gone and why things should have happened that didn't happen.
Okay.
So there has been some questions.
You're really trying just not to spoil anything.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Now, have you been keeping up with all the season talk about what they think they're hinting at that may happen? And
nope.
Oh.
Well, if you want to get into that, because, I mean, that's just theory at this point, so I don't mind if you get into that. That's not something that's definitely happened.
The actor that plays Carl was interviewed, and he said something to the fact of, I've really enjoyed being on the show. It kind of made my time as an actor. It's almost like he's going out.
Oh.
So they feel like, even though they were talking about it, it might be his losing his virginity in this season. They also think he might be getting killed again. Well, season.
I mean, at least you did the one before the other.
Now, they were supposed to... this last episode, they said they were going to bring back somebody from the past who we thought was dead, and I can't remember if they did that or not now. I'm going to have to rewatch it. See, we always watch the episodes on a Monday when my wife gets home and after we've had dinner.
Right.
By that time, I'm falling asleep. So, so I generally have to end up watching it again later on just to reinforce what I've seen.
Gotcha.
I didn't get a chance to do that this week. So,
and when you go through all of the things and all of the theories and everything, do you think that's kind of what they're... is there any indication yet that they could be heading in that direction with him or no?
No, not yet.
And also...
And they've been heading in that direction twice now. Already.
Right.
So, I mean, it's been kind of like kicking a dead horse if they try it again.
Also is the question, do we know if Carl gets killed in the books?
Oh, he did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's already well gone by this point?
Don't think he's well gone by this point, but he's on line to being well gone in this point.
Okay.
Yeah. So
then it wouldn't be that...
But he's got to lose his virginity first.
So right. So he's saying that, and then on top of that, he's coming out and making those statements as an actor, and then on top of that, we know that in the book, there's a precedent for they could go the book way.
Exactly.
And, well, that's interesting. I guess we'll see.
Yeah. But then again, what's his name? Rickman? Is it the guy who created it all? He did make another statement this week. Kirkman. Yeah. He made another statement this week that it could actually go on forever. They're not looking at ending it in season 10 or anything like that. It's a show that he says could just be ongoing for years.
Stupid.
Well, not for people who like it. It's not. I'd quite enjoy that fact.
I mean,
keep quiet. You don't like it, you don't watch it. So keep quiet. This is our point.
I mean,
just don't understand.
I granted I haven't watched this season yet, but I do intend to, and I'm invested in it. In the end, I'm going to end up going back to it. I just want more stuff to happen. I guess I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking for.
Coming.
But it was coming all last season too.
Yeah, but this is all out war.
Oh,
that's the name of the season.
Prison and the
the
prison and the farm and all the. It's always
you don't watch it, so you don't know. What the hell do you know?
I mean, like,
it's like a Trump supporter making uninformed decisions.
I mean, I saw the first 3 seasons.
Yeah, and this is season 8.
I've seen bits and pieces
saw the
since
first
then.
3 seasons.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen bits and pieces since.
Oh yeah,
there you go. Yeah. Call us
I've
up.
seen bits and pieces of War and Peace, so I can give you a whole soliloquy about that. Then
it's great.
Yeah.
I mean, just like how many zombies can there really be?
Well, actually, none. They never used that term in The Walking Dead.
I mean,
okay,
that's what it is.
Let's move on.
Yeah, let's do it. Another block of classic rock coming up. Let us know what you want to hear. 508-531-1303. Going to kick it off with a request for Slow Ride.
The best reason to listen to WBIM on Saturday nights instead of your iPod. Size matters. The largest library of classic rock in Bridgewater is on. This Saturday night soundtrack with Robb Hicks, Jared Barbetta, and Steve Rimmer. 91.5 WBIM.
It's Genesis at 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS radio show, Robb Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer.
I am still here.
You didn't even have your headphones on.
I wish you'd wait until I put them on.
And that was still loud, even without the headphones. I would think it would be worse with the headphones on, no?
I don't know.
It depends. It depends on the moment. So Chief Engineer Peter Q. George has left for the evening. When he came in here into the studio, I decided to ask him about an issue that I've been having, which I don't know if a lot of other people are having, because it depends on how many people use the decks here. But for whatever reason, every once in a while, and this is great because it's nice, heart-stopping entertainment, is that a CD will just stop playing dead in the middle of a track by itself.
I've seen that happen to you.
Absolutely awesome.
Hilarious.
Happened again a little while ago, and I asked Peter what the deal is. And the answer I got was not very comforting. He said, it's just the equipment here is old.
Okay.
That's what's going to happen when you're...
So
maybe when they move us downstairs.
right. So, if any of you think that this whole college radio gig is so glamorous and, it sounds so great, well, it sounds great because we make it sound great. Mm-hmm. The equipment we're working with is not necessarily state-of-the-art, apparently.
No.
If a song will just stop playing in the middle of a track, are you nuts? It's just the equipment in here is just sort of dying out piece by piece. I've been saying it for a while, that there are some equipment problems up here, and they just seem to be getting worse. It's not just our mics, sir. It's not just the limp
the thing
mics.
about the mic was that they tried to improve the mics with the addition of this newfangled figuramery. And it's just made the complete opposite. It's like when you should have just left well alone. You know?
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, look at this one. The actual weight of the added metal that they put on the end of it.
Right.
Ripped the damn screw out of the woodwork. So now he's going to have to reset that somewhere else.
Peter seemed not too pleased to see that be the situation, too.
No.
I was in the room when he was looking at it, and it wasn't a good time.
No.
It was not a good time.
No.
But,
he was correct, though. I mean, if they'd have actually screwed them into the desk here, it would have been a stronger footing for them.
Correct.
Than that little piece of wood that's used as a windowsill.
Right, because obviously the mic that's in here in the on-air booth is screwed right into the console over here.
Well, that's the silly thing here. This one,
it's not like it's coming out of this piece of wood over here in the front here.
This one's screwed directly into the desk, but these two aren't.
Right.
So why they made a difference, I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
But there you go.
There you go. In case you want to peek behind the curtains of how great it is up here, well, there you go.
Yes.
In the meantime, I'm Googling the model number of these Denon CD players to try to find out if there's a way to avoid having the damn thing stop playing in the middle of a song.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
When's the last time they were cleaned? All right, then that's your answer. Get a CD, clean them, put it in there, and clean it, and then that's the end of your problem. It's probably so much cake with dust and junk. I don't even want to talk about it.
Well, probably, but I mean, it's also not my responsibility. Is kind of what I'm getting at.
No, I get that, but no one else is going to do it.
Can we maintain the equipment?
Here's the thing. I'll go and spend the $5 to go buy one of those, and then we'll come in here, and you use your iPod for like 2 minutes while I get those things cleaned, and then everything's fine.
I'd go for that.
I don't want to talk about it.
Do that in a couple of weeks, maybe. It might be worthwhile. Call us up, 508-531-1303. Classic Rock until 11 o'clock. Do anything that you want, and you can like us on Facebook. Saturday Night Soundtrack. You can follow us on Twitter. At SN Soundtrack. I think around 9:05 or so, I'm going to ask everyone to come back for I have an amusing story.
Okay.
About it. But well, it was a potentially embarrassing experience that I had at dinner the other night. But I don't necessarily even know if it was embarrassing or if I just interpreted it wrong.
No, were you out at dinner or was this something that happened at home?
No, we were out at dinner.
Okay.
I want to know.
Yeah, I want to know.
Yeah, well, we'll come back. We'll do this at 9:05.
Okay.
And I'll tell you guys a story, and then you can be the judges on whether or not it was embarrassing or not. And
it probably will be.
And if I should have interpreted it the way I interpreted it.
Okay.
So there.
All right.
What did you say it was going to be when we walk out of here, Steve?
44 degrees.
Holy crap.
We're going to die.
Jared, warm up your seat warmers for when we get in the car. Holy God.
Yeah.
And have you figured out how to work your defrost yet?
No, I'm a grown man. I don't know how to use my defrost.
We get in the car last week, and Jared's just complaining.
I literally cried.
But mostly he's just beating himself up. We get in the car and he's looking and he's going. He's like, I don't know which way to do it. Do I do it on hot or do I do it on cold?
You do it on hot.
He's like, and you know what the other problem is? Is that I'm an adult. I'm an adult, and I don't understand how my window defrost works.
That's true.
I'm a failure. I'm like, sir, can you relax a little and just get me home safely?
Where's my knife?
Get me home in one piece, and then maybe we can Google it or something, and we can figure it out that way. Maybe that would be good. Instead, I just don't want to be in danger because you're all concerned. You know, hot. I just don't want to be in danger.
You know, I put it on hot, and even still, it like seems to like.
It takes a while because the engine's got to heat up first.
Okay, I don't want to wait.
You can't really do much about that. So it's the laws of physics.
Also, a random question that I'm going to ask that I probably know the answer to: have either of you gentlemen gotten your headlights fixed?
Nope.
All right.
Now here's the other.
I kind of figured that's how it was going to go, but I just wanted to ask, just to ask.
How many times have you been stopped?
Well, I got stopped last night.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did.
So how many times is that now?
That's for the year 5.
Oh gosh. Do you know what mine is for the year?
0.
Yes.
You
Why is that?
You know what it is? Because I have the Masonic license plate.
Mm-hmm.
So people think it's fake.
Okay.
Because they're just like, no way Masons have effing license plates. But that's what happened the first time.
Uh-huh.
And then the cop noticed my light was out, but he was like, that's not a real license plate. I'm like, no, it is. I'm telling you.
What? They don't know by now that they're a Masonic license plate?
Well, back then when we first got them, the guy pulled me over and he was like, that's not a real plate. I'm like, no, this is a real plate. You know, like, here's my registration with the plate
I mean, if
number.
he thinks it's not a real plate, you're on the verge of being taken in.
Yeah.
It's not even just a citation at that point.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, man. And then he like walked around the car to like get a good look at it. I'm like, hey, your light's out. I'm like, oh, damn.
So you got stopped because he thought your plate was phony.
Yeah.
And then you ended up getting a ticket anyway.
No, he actually gave me a pass.
Oh, he just gave you a pass?
Even the guy last night gave me a pass.
Do you remember the time I left here and I got pulled over?
Yes.
It was because I hadn't turned my lights on.
Yes, that was hilarious.
And then the guy does a U-turn to come back towards the college again. And I noticed he's got a light out. And I'm like, should I go and tell him? I'm like, no.
Steve goes and pushes the issue and gets himself arrested.
Let's just leave this one. Yeah.
Just let sleeping dogs lie.
Uh-huh.
No, I would have done.
That's like the kettle calling the pot black.
That's what I said.
Yeah. The pot calling the kettle black. Oh. I'm going to have to look that one up.
That's what I said.
Look it up.
Call us up, 508-531-1303. Guess who? Doobie Brothers and Santana. All on deck. You got SNS on BIM.
Bridgewater's Saturday night soundtrack with Robb Hicks is all request. Call 508-531-1303. The classic is our parts. What we rock is up to you.
I'm Bruce Springsteen at 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday night soundtrack. Donovan before that by request. Santana. Doobie Brothers kick that block off with the Guess Who. Robb Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer.
Guess who?
And guessing is sort of what I have to do when Jared takes a request, because he gets off the phone and he tells me what I'm like. Well, what did they want to hear? Can't Bring Me Down. What is Can't Bring Me Down? Who's that? The ELO. Don't bring me down. That's what I said.
Yeah.
So it's like a puzzle. It's like a puzzle every time. So it's great. It's like a little brain teaser that gives me to work on. So
there you go.
Call us up 508-531-1303. It is 9:05. I said to come back around this time. I was going to have a story for you.
Oh yes.
But there was something potentially embarrassing that happened the other night when we were at dinner, and well, I don't know necessarily if it was embarrassing or if I just misinterpreted it. So,
where were you?
So we were at dinner. We were at. Do you know where Alden Park is?
No.
Okay, so we're at Alden Park in Plymouth, and this was a restaurant. I don't know if you remember, a couple of years back. Actually, this is reaching back a ways. I told a story about a waiter that I stalked from there.
Yes.
Because he was a little bit too handsome for his own good. And I found out that if you put in someone's first name in the place where they work, well, there's a good chance that if they have that as their employment listed on Facebook, you can actually find them.
Okay.
And I found him, and then I felt creepy about it.
So you should have.
Yes, it does not involve him, as a matter of fact. It just happened to be we were just at that restaurant again. So we went and we sat down, and I mean, Alden Park is not one of the. It's one of those restaurants that kind of has the ambiance going, so it's not like the lightest restaurant in the world. Ambiance. So
dark.
I'm not saying it's super dark, but it's not like, you don't have light. It doesn't look like in here. You know what I mean? You don't have lights everywhere.
That's usually when I think they don't want you to see what the food looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, that could also be the case.
Yeah.
But holy crap.
Oh, he likes the door open.
Yeah. So, and this is what we get. This is what we get for it. So, we sat down, my wife and I, and we perused the menu. We ordered our drinks and stuff. And, the waitress came over the first time, asked for our, greeted us and asked for our drink order. We gave her that. And then obviously she came back and then took our food order, and then we gave her that. Everything seemed well and good. She goes off to get the salads that we had ordered. And mind you, I should probably preface this by saying that the dinner that I ordered was a grilled Caesar salad and what was it called? It was like spring pea carbonara.
Oh, okay.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So actually, it was pretty good. So anyway, so she goes off to get her stuff or whatever. Before she comes back with the salad, she comes back with bread. Puts the bread on the table, and the waitress goes, "Some bread for you ladies?"
She thought you were a round lesbian.
So she leaves, and I look at my wife, and my wife goes, "That's hilarious. She thought you were a woman." I'm like, first of all, shh. Secondly, do you think maybe she had a brain cramp and she just waited on a table of women? No! I'm like, no, that's possible.
No,
that's a possibility. And she's like, I think she thought. I'm like, well, then that makes you a lesbian. She's like, I don't know. Like, that's not.
It might be.
Can we? Like, I don't understand. I ordered with my, and she's like, you better start using your radio voice when she talks and comes back over, so she can tell because it's all deep. She thinks you're a woman. She thought it was hilarious, and I'm like, well, I don't understand why this is amusing. And I think maybe it was
hilarious.
And I think maybe it was just a brain cramp.
Yeah.
She just waited on a table full of women, and then she came back over and said, "Here, you ladies go. Here's your bread." She probably walked away with that feeling you have with like the red ears, and you're like, "Did I just say that? Did I?" Because that's
Then
clearly.
she looked back, and you kind of look like that girl from The Facts of Life, and was like, "Yeah,
No, F you." And she walked away. She thought about it. She looked back. She went, that person's all man. I feel ridiculous. I'm hoping they didn't hear that. Let's move on with our lives. That's what I choose to believe was the case.
That's excellent.
It didn't. It didn't happen again.
What's that actress's name?"
Please look it up. It didn't happen again.
I wanna see this.
She did not refer to us by anything after that incident.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm choosing to believe that she basically she just didn't mean to say that, and she just said it, and then it just hung there for a while.
I'm taking it the other way. So
I'm sure you were.
Yes.
And I was nervous when she was coming back, because if she said it again, it was going to seal the deal. You know what I mean? If she said it again, then there was going to be no question that for whatever reason, this woman has poor eyesight or whatever the case was, that she thought I was a woman. So she came back over with the salads, didn't say anything like, "Some salads for you ladies?" Nothing like that. Came over with our dinner, didn't address anything at all ever beyond that point. And then we left the restaurant, and I was like, see, she never said anything again. That must mean she didn't think. And my wife's like, no, I don't know.
What did you order again?
I ordered a Caesar salad and spring pea carbonara.
And then you wonder why she thought you were a girl.
And my martini was very pretty because
God.
I got a martini with it had like the caramel swirl around like the glass.
That seals it.
And it was like it was like the creamy kind, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But I mean, it had whiskey in it. That's manly. It was a maple cinnamon martini.
Men drink whiskey neat. They don't have to put caramel and crap like that in it. That's a girl's thing.
It was a maple cinnabon martini, sir.
Did you have a little umbrella in it?
And it was delicious. No, they didn't have any umbrellas, okay?
Did you ask?
No, but you know what I did get? I got a delicious rim. Oh, it was so great. They do the
rimmer?
They give you the rim. Yeah. They give you the rim. They do the rim job around the side, and then they give it, and it's sugar, and it's a little bit of caramel. It's great. It's great. Oh, it was fantastic. I mean, it was great food, and it was a good experience.
Found it yet?
I just, the fact that she said you ladies just was a little bit thrown off.
Wow.
No.
That's amazing.
That's an insult to that woman, not to me. Not to me.
Right?
What's her name?
Like a little bit, right?
Yeah, Mindy Cohn.
Oh, that chick?
Yeah, that chick. And then he's like, oh, yeah, baby.
No, F you both. No, absolutely not. Not a chance. No. Not the case.
Oh,
Not the
I mean,
case.
that's okay. One of my
You're
best,
all bastards.
That's all right. One of my best friends said that my mother looked like Meatloaf.
Yeah.
So, like, not the food, but the guy.
Your mother looks like meatloaf. You know, the stuffed kind where you get the peppers and you get the Gouda on the inside.
Yeah, no,
and all
no.
that. No,
No, the actor.
I could do
Anything for love. You know, that guy.
Which was a great throwback to the fact that we played that song earlier. I like the hand.
Did she carry a white kerchief around with her at all
You know, the
times?
funny thing is, the real funny thing is like the time that he saw her, she was cooking, so she had like a white towel, like kitchen towel in her hand, and then he just like, I'm like, what's the matter? He's like, no, I can't do it. And then later on,
was she singing to herself at the same time? It took the word right out of my mouth. Like just listening to some meatloaf from him.
No, that didn't
coincidentally
happen.
and rocking out.
No, like I mean, like she's like, I love meatloaf. Meatloaf is great, you know. And then and then she's holding the table thing, and he's like, oh, I'm like, what's the problem? He goes, nothing. And then like years later,
Nothing.
years later, he's like, dude, your mom looks like Meatloaf. What?
Was this part of a conversation, or did he just feel the need after years had gone by?
It just popped up
to bring this up to you.
It just popped up. Blink. Hey, your mom looks like Meatloaf, dude. Like, the hell? You for real? You're looking, right? Yeah.
No, no. As a matter of fact, I'm looking at stuff
okay.
for the program because I need to keep the show going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
The Saturday night
we're on for 6 hours.
And we're on for 6 hours right
Live
here.
at 5.
It's a Saturday night soundtrack with Mindy Cohn, Jared Barbetta, and Steve Rimmer.
Live
There
at 5.
you go.
Well, I mean, like, unless, like, John's on, and then we're, like, live at 5:10.
Yes, I noticed that.
Well, I'm not going to go into it. But enough in this segment. Enough damage has been done. There's no need for any more. Give us a call, 508-531-1303. Please.
Can you do this pose?
No, please put that down. I look nothing like that. You're a bastard. Put it down.
Well, I mean, technically, all
Put it
children
down.
of the 80s are bastards.
And here we go. Next block of classic rock coming up. Ozzy Osbourne's going to be in there, Steve Miller Band, and we're going to take care of an ELO request, too.
If your bed is in a small town and that's good enough for you, you're one of the only listeners who can hear us on an actual radio.
Scrolling through the radio and found you guys, man. Awesome.
Congratulations. Bridgewater's Saturday Night Soundtrack with Robb Hicks on 91.5 WBIM.
Foo Fighters at 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS Radio Show, that one off their first album. Pink Floyd before that, ELO by request. Steve Miller Band, and kicked it off with Ozzy Osbourne, Robb Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer.
Scoop shit potato.
Call us up, 508-531-1303. Let us know what we can do for you. It's Classic Rock till 11 o'clock. You can like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack. You can follow us on Twitter. Add us on Soundtrack. Have things died down the hall at all, or is it still
It comes in waves.
in full? Okay.
I think they have some sort of breaks.
I wonder what it's like going to be. I wonder if everything's going to be wrapped up when we leave here, or is it, if it's just going to be utter chaos?
Oh, there's going to be cops.
It's going to be the
Awesome.
gauntlet
No,
again.
fantastic.
I feel it coming.
I mean,
Scoop potato.
it was great a couple of years back when we used to have to walk out and cops and everybody swarming all over the place, and we're just excuse me, trying to fight our way through and all of that. But we'll see. How's everybody doing out there?
Oh, God, I do it.
I don't know. He's gone over the edge again, I think.
Again,
Yeah.
it's a difficult thing to deal with. I understand.
Yeah.
That's why Steve hates me.
Reminder to everybody out there: don't forget
That's why he
to
lets me out of his will.
don't forget to set your clocks back tonight. You're going to get an extra hour of sleep.
Mine's already gone. It's set back already.
There you go. Or if you have pets, you might not get an extra night's sleep. Who knows? My wife and I are just basically expecting to wake up at 6:15 instead of 7:15 because our pets are going to think it's 7:15 and they're just going to start jumping all over us.
Oh, is that what they do?
Yeah, that's what they do.
Aha.
Mine screams.
But you only got one. I don't want to hear from you. It's like people with 5 kids and then somebody with 1 kid's like, whoa, it's tough, man. Shut up.
I'm just like, I used to have 2, and then the other one died.
Well,
in
that's
bed, reaching out for me.
You've told.
I'm sleeping.
I think you've told this story numerous times, and it's been horrible every time you've told it.
Died right in front of
Mine
me.
doesn't bother trying to wake me up. He wakes the wife up, so that's fine for me.
He understands how it works. He gets the he gets the whole idea. You all right, sir?
No, I'm not all right.
Okay.
I'm trying to track my shipping. Scoopsy potato.
Hey, so Steve, were you one of the people who was all excited this past week when Trump's Twitter got deleted for like 11 minutes?
Yes, I thought it was great.
I like that his response was like, see, the Democrats are all worried about me because I tell the truth.
Right. Didn't he come right back on and he said something like, well, this is proof that the word is having impact.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
He was just a disgruntled employee, though.
Right.
So,
Who just hates the fact that, like, the things are going the way they're going. And then I like the fact, too, like, the employee was like, he also no, I'm sorry, not the employee, but Twitter, like, a bunch of, like, right-wing people who are very prominent on Twitter turned out to be fake accounts by Russians.
Oh, yes.
And then, like, you know, Twitter's like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. But yet, like, they'll shut down Rose McGowan, who's running around talking about, like, Harvey Weinstein and whatnot, and they'll shut him down, her down, and then yet they're like, here's this guy who, like, really likes to walk up to women and grab them by their vaginas.
There you go.
Like, that's cool.
No, that's fine.
I moved right up on that.
I moved on her like a...
Yeah.
She said she wanted to go furniture shopping. I said, I'll take you furniture shopping.
Yeah.
What do you think? Oh, this is the world we live in. I don't know. I don't understand it, but this is it, apparently. This is what we're stuck with.
Yep.
I mean, they actually have come out and said that there's theories that they could have some ammunition for a criminal charge against Harvey Weinstein at this point.
Oh, gosh, I think so.
You know, well, I mean, the problem is they've run up against a lot of issues with statute of limitations. So a lot of the people who have come forward, they've come forward about incidents that took place. I don't know what the statute of limitations on this stuff is, but they've come forward at points like 15, 20 years later, and there's nothing they can do. Whereas and I don't know, I'm going to butcher her name because I don't know it. But Paz Day something. She was in Boardwalk Empire and a couple of other things, and she said that Harvey Weinstein actually raped her twice and had detailed accounts of when it happened and that it happened around 2010 or so and all of this. So now New York City investigators are kind of looking at that and going, well, okay, if that's the case, and 2010 is within the statute and there may be something that we can do. I feel like evidence is really difficult in a case like that. I don't understand how they're necessarily going to do that, but
it always comes down to his word against hers.
Yeah.
Right.
And it always goes for her.
Right.
More so than it does him.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Now, why are the UK looking into Kevin Spacey? Did you read anything about that?
Well, because Kevin Spacey was living out there for a while. And then he was running the London Playhouse.
Right. There's
Playhouse.
Right. There's allegations that he harassed a minor while he was there.
Oh, okay.
So that's what it is.
All right.
I read the story last night, and the guy who was, he's a guy now, an adult obviously, and he was saying that basically there's no way that Kevin Spacey could have possibly thought that he was an adult. It wasn't one of those things where Kevin Spacey can claim, I thought he was an adult. I didn't realize he was a minor. He's like, no, it was pretty obvious that I was a minor. I was in high school. And I was studying theater and done all of this, and I was in this crowd and this, and he was like, hey, how about you, why don't you come over? And I'm going to show you and your friend, we're going to screen Chinatown, because you've never seen it. Oh, okay, cool. And they get over to his house, and he's playing porn. But he doesn't address the fact that porn is playing, it's just playing. Like you'd have a playlist going just when friends drop by, and it's like, this is awkward. And then he did some other stuff while he was over there, but that's the one... That's probably what the investigators are specifically going after is the allegations of the person who was the minor at the time.
Yeah.
So.
That guy was so close to just, I don't know, getting away, I guess. Because, he had retired from acting. He's like, I'm just going to focus on doing the Shakespeare's Playhouse and just running that and just doing that. And that's all I'm going to do. He's retiring. And then...
Well, except for the fact that he was in House of Cards. He wasn't really retired. He was doing a TV show.
I was getting to that.
Okay.
Jerk off. Well, then he goes and does that.
Jared's accusing me of interrupting him in a story.
Oh, yeah, how strange that would be.
Please grasp the irony of that as you turn that over in your mind. But yeah, no, you're right. He could have gotten... He could have gotten away with it.
He could have
what I mean?
Faded away off into the limelight
right.
and just just become like some old seasoned actor that someone will come up along when he's 80 years old and be like, I was molested by him. And then they're like, well, he's dead anyway, so who cares? I mean,
meanwhile, Daryl from Adventures in Babysitting had to blow the lid off everything.
Well, what's interesting too is like Netflix cut him out, right? Because of this whole situation. But there's another guy, Danny something or other, Bonaducci, I want to say, but that's not his name.
No.
But
Danny Bonaducci is somebody, but not him.
Not him. But there was another guy who has a Netflix show going on, but they haven't done anything with him. That's
really?
kind of interesting. Yeah, that they just cut Kevin Spacey right out real quick.
Yeah.
First they suspended him, and they're like, all right, we'll suspend you so that way we can finish up the show and you can get out peacefully, and we'll just call it an amicable ending.
Amicable.
That's what I said.
Okay.
And but then like more things come out, and then they're like, all right, no, screw this. You're over. We're pulling the plug.
The thing that confused me too was at the very first, inkling of this whole issue going on, the word came out that they were like, well, we're ending House of Cards, and then somebody, some spokesman came out and said, well, no, yes, we're ending House of Cards, but the decision to end the series came about months ago. Oh. Well, now all of a sudden they're saying, well, now we're suspending him from the series, and we're going to determine how the series is going to go forward. So that initial statement was obviously just BS. Like, they were just covering their tracks so that they wouldn't get probably they didn't want to get a libel or a slander suit or whatever it is against them. And, people coming out and saying that they canceled it because of this or that. So they tried to make up the story it sounds like a made-up story, because now they're saying, oh, yeah, we're going to go forward, just not with him. Like, what happened to we were going to cancel it months ago anyway? Don't know. Don't understand.
Know. Yeah.
But anyway, not good. Not good for him.
No. He's done.
Yeah. It's over.
I just don't want to know this about everybody. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to go back to I don't want it to have happened. I want it to have never happened, and for me to just live in a blissful world where these people just entertain me, and then that's the end of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'm still going to watch movies that he was in.
Right.
But there is going to be a little bit of a tinge there.
Will you go to lunch?
Yeah. Like, you mean at your house?
Right.
We're going to go out to your car for lunch? I don't know. I do agree, like, it seems like the world is just kind of, like, disintegrating.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to ever go back to a normal presidency. I was explaining this,
but it'll be years.
I was explaining this to somebody earlier today, like, this whole, like, criminal thing, right? Like, so the guy was treasonous. Like, he essentially got with a foreign country to win the election. Treason, right? Just like all other crimes that happen, someone will commit the original crime, and then after that, someone will come along to find a different way to create the same crime. So, like, no matter what, like, going this point forward, we'll never have, like, that trust.
No.
Or like that security that our democracy is safe.
Right. I mean, that's the problem, is that this whole thing is, and even not just for ourselves and for the democracy being safe, but just for the respect that the office would get from other people around the globe. Yeah. It's just not going to be shown the same degree of respect for probably decades at this point.
Yeah.
He's done
like another century.
And you stop and think about the fact that the world's opinion of the office has changed so much in the course of a period from January to now.
Yeah, 263 days.
Right. So
I've been counting.
Yeah. So you're talking all of that damage has been done in less than a year.
Yeah.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, and I hate to say it, but the Russians won.
Yes, they did.
They've been sitting there dormant for 30 years, and then they pull this stunt. Like they sit. Oh yeah, we'll sign these accords. We're real sorry, Slovenia. And then like the whole time they're sitting there like plotting this big old thing, and then here it is.
Right.
Like there was a document that was released recently where it was like not. In their grand scheme of plans, America wasn't the number one, but we were in that abundance of list.
Right.
So, because like they hate democracy. That's their whole thing. So they're just trying to destroy democracy. And then what's the best place to destroy that? Like, it's not the birthplace, but like the place where it grew legs in America. You know what I mean? It's insane that I live in a world now where like America has been so soiled.
America.
You know, I don't know. It is like as an American, it's a little bit like weird feeling because we're not even that old of a country.
No.
You know, like we're 200-something years old, and it's like, really, like we failed already, like in our infancy, like.
This guy's just sitting over here like, yep. Maybe you guys should have figured this out a little bit more.
You saw this coming.
Maybe you should have stayed at home and,
what mama tell you?
Get more of a little education before you go running off.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I told you not to go
Causing
out.
a stink.
I told you not to go out in that short skirt, and I told you to get raped if that happened, and sure enough, what happened? You went out and got raped. So maybe next time you listen to Mom.
And here we go.
There's a tangent you're
Holy
going to
crap.
find it hard to get back from.
Well, there's no way to come back from that, so we'll just plunge ahead with some more classic rock. Here you go.
What the hell happened to my country?
It's easy top. Nirvana and Van Halen all coming up. You get SNS on BIM.
Got questions? Ask a Freemason. Just make sure you have a comfy chair, plenty of snacks, and at least a few hours to spare for when he actually starts talking. Jared Barbetta is on the Saturday Night Soundtrack on BIM.
That's Van Halen. And 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. U2 before that, Nirvana. Kicked everything off with ZZ Top, Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta.
Here I
Steve
am.
Rimmer. Hello.
I was lost for a moment.
Yeah, but you're back now?
No.
No. Well, that was so much for that then.
I was in the upside down.
So call us up, 508-531-1303. Last classic rock block coming up, so we can get on anything you want within that. And speaking of you being within the upside down,
Yeah.
Steve, have you watched even one episode of Stranger Things yet?
Nope, not yet.
Crap. Well, Jared's up to what? You only got one left, right?
One left.
Yeah.
So there you go. The only reason I was able to get a jump on it is because this is one that my wife actually wanted to watch. If she didn't want to watch it, I would have had to find the time on my own to sit down and watch all the episodes, and I guarantee you I would not be this far at this point.
Yeah.
So we the first day that we sat down and watched one, we sat down and watched 4 in one night, and we had intended to watch 3, and we get to the end of episode 3, and she's like, we can't leave it like this. I got to know what's going to happen in the next one. And then the next one had a little bit more of a satisfying ending, and we were like, okay, we can stop now. we're halfway through. We need to go to bed. That was a little bit better of an ending than the last one. Cool. So there we are. But you do have interest, though, Steve, in seeing it, right?
Yeah, but I have to wait on the wife, and because she doesn't get home until almost 6:30 at night. There's very little chance for us catching up at night time, so we have to try and do it when we're home together during the day, which is far and few between.
Yeah, it doesn't really happen that often. I mean, the good thing is it's a Netflix show, so it's going to be up there forever. So you get all the time in the world.
And then, of course, because I asked for 2 days off next week specifically because of the wedding that we're going to, he doesn't give me 2 vacation days. He makes those 2 days my days off for the week, which means now I'm working an 8-day stretch.
Correct.
Yes,
because that's not really
stupid.
No offense, going to Maine for a wedding is not a vacation day.
No, but I wanted to use vacation days. That's why I put in for vacation days.
Oh, I
got you. I expected I'd have my 2 normal days off during the week as well. Yep. But no, he turns those into my... So I'm not... Here's the stupidest thing. I've got almost 200 hours of vacation time, and I never get to use them. Because every time I put in for a vacation day, he makes it my regular day off for that week.
Oh, so you keep just ending up with those as days off?
Yeah, so this
does he think he's doing you a favor by doing that?
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's not working.
If he does, he's mistaken. So
the only time I've been able to actually use some of my given vacation time this year is when I took that week off. And he can't really do much else with that. He has to give me 40 hours of vacation pay.
Right.
So I whittled it down a little bit because of that. But other than that, I can't get rid of the stuff.
I need to get rid of it.
Yeah, I got that
well, you
problem
can't.
too.
Here's the deal: is you can't carry forward anything over 200 hours.
Right.
So if I get over 200 hours and I go into the new cycle, I'm losing vacation time.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, I'm in that. I'm in that predicament too.
Yeah.
Because I have to use them before December.
Yes.
And here we are, November 3rd.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I gotta figure this thing out real quick. But then they're also putting me into an executive position. So I gotta really work out because they want to put me into that as ASAP.
Right.
But I need to like also train and all that other fun stuff. And it's like, oh boy, where am I going to find the time?
Now you have to take it before, meaning that you can't take vacation time in December.
Yeah.
So you have to take it before. Oh crap.
Yeah. Yeah. So
you're not taking your vacation time, is essentially what you're saying.
yeah, pretty much.
Because I don't see how you're going to do that unless you start tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or Monday.
I guess. I don't know what I'm going to do with my life.
I don't know how I got here. I don't know what's going on.
I need an adult.
Here we are. Can somebody explain to me, please, what to do? I need somebody to. That's what I feel like I need every once in a while. Is just somebody to just step into my life and just explain to me exactly what to do.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Here's what you need to do.
Personal trainer for the mind.
Yeah, but I kind of want to do this. No, you're an idiot. Just do what. And I mean, granted, technically, I guess my wife is sort of that person, but I never listen to her.
Exactly.
So I mean, there's that. Maybe it's one of those things where I'm like, can somebody help me out here? And God's like, Jesus, I gave you your wife. She's trying to tell you what to do. I can't be there all the time. I got other crap on my mind. Can you please just listen to the people around you? Well, no.
Yeah.
No, I don't do that.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen.
Yep.
Not how it goes. Not how it goes. Yeah. I'm tired tonight.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm not.
I'm looking forward to the extra hour of sleep just so I can sleep.
I'll probably end up getting tired like halfway home. Like I'll be driving, like, oh, there it is.
It won't show in the in the conversation that we have though, because you always keep the conversation going.
Yeah, well, because that's what like eats up the rest of my energy.
Right.
So like it's those conversations that we have to now destroy that whole side bit because.
Now, do you go home to a quiet house when you get back?
No.
Is she still up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then James is running around being a bastard.
I was trying to think back on our car squawk conversation last week. I can't even remember it.
We didn't have one last week.
I'm blanked
because
out.
People, you don't like those.
Well,
those car squawk bits, do you?
No. I'm not talking about.
He's making a face. He doesn't like it.
Well, no, I'm just talking about the conversation we had in general. Nothing for on air.
Oh,
And I don't even remember, like, when we were in the car is what I'm saying.
I think we're talking about Stranger Things.
I don't even remember what we were talking about.
I think we're talking about Stranger Things.
Could have been.
Yeah.
Could have been.
More than likely.
We're nerds.
More than likely.
We're nerds, so it's entirely possible.
Yeah.
Once you get your window defrosted, that's what we turn to. So there you go.
Oh, we're probably talking about my lack of ability of being able to be an adult.
That took up the first 10 minutes, I think.
Just going on about, like, I should just end it all. Because I can't even be an adult.
Phantom Limb. It's an all-time classic.
The Phantom Limb one. I know. I told
crap.
you. I told my boss that story, right?
Well, yeah, you did.
That's
Because
how that came about.
that was... You were telling me that you told your boss that story, and that's the conversation we were having in the car. And I was like, well, holy Christ.
That's the most
depressing thing I've ever heard in my life. Absolutely.
It was rough, sir.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
And nobody out there gets it. They've
Nope.
all turned their radios off
Yeah.
because no one cares about this conversation.
Nobody cares. Matt doesn't care. He's just staring off into the distance.
He's like, can you guys please just get on with... Can you show me some more technical
Can you
stuff?
please
'Cause
play some Diary of Madman from Dying?
This is so boring. I was spacing... I'm going to play your song. I was spacing it out because you, like Lisa, come to me after I've just played an Ozzy song and go, I got a request. I want to hear Diary of a Madman.
You know what happened?
I just played Ozzy Osbourne. I'm not playing him again 2 songs later.
What happened was
I got to space it out a little bit.
That hit me like right because I was trying to think of a song all night, and then all of a sudden I heard his voice, and I'm like, that's the song I wanted to hear.
And if you would come into me sooner while the song was playing, I could have made it a twofer.
Doofa.
But I didn't have time.
Scoop, see,
so.
potato.
I don't know if this... I don't know if the song was still going on at the time or not. You should see the look of death Steve just gave you. Holy crap.
He gives me the look of death every time. He hates me.
At least a few times a night. At least a few.
I'm sure since he started the show, he's been definitely curious about our friendship.
Why? How has this gone on so long?
Why am I his friend?
How did I allow this to fester?
This is all Reagan's. It's Reagan's fault.
Jerk.
For shutting down all the insane
This
asylums.
is voodoo economics. Here we go. Last classic rock block coming up. 508-531-1303. Kick it off with Petty.
The Saturday Night Soundtrack.
Saturday night. Saturday night. Saturday night. Saturday night.
Actually, pretty nice little Saturday.
WBIM.
It is 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday Night Soundtrack wrapping it up for another week. Robb Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer. Try to imagine, if you will.
But it's only 10 o'clock.
Try to imagine if we were only doing a 2-hour show, and that 2-hour show was from 9 to 11, and we had to get the hell out of the building at 10:50.
I know.
And we'd be doing an hour and 50-minute show.
Yeah, we would.
Think about that for a minute and let that digest in your brains. And be thankful that you got us for 6 hours every week, at least for this semester.
5
There you go. So a couple of reminders here. Number one, again, just don't forget to turn your clocks back tonight. If you don't turn your clock back, it's really your own fault.
Nobody is going to have that problem because everybody's digital.
We have this
now.
conversation every year, sir. There are some clocks that people still have to turn back.
I have to turn my alarm clock back.
Yeah, exactly. Alarm clocks have to get turned back, and wall clocks have to get turned back if you have them.
The clock on my microwave.
No, exactly.
The clock on my stove.
Yep. Not everything is digital to the point that it's going to just change itself.
Yeah.
It's a little bit less. It's a little bit less necessary to absolutely make sure you remember at this point, because all you do is cheat yourself out of an hour if you forget.
Yeah.
But in the spring, if you forget, well, then you're late for everything. So that doesn't do. Another reminder is next week we may be here or we may not be here. Steve's definitely not going to be here. Jared and I may be here. If that's the case, I'm going to be doing limited talking. Jared's going to be doing all the... No, I have trouble even saying this sentence. If we do come in, Jared's going to be doing all of the talking, and he's even promised that he's going to bring some CDs in.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So excited.
There is also the chance that, we just may not be here because I might not feel up to it, in which case, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
You guys will have to keep in touch. I mean...
Oh, absolutely.
During the course of the evening.
Yeah, we'll let you know how
if
it
you're
goes.
doing.
He'll probably pan out when we made that trip to Bull Moose.
No, sir.
And then he said that he was going to go, and then at the final hour he's like, "Nah."
No, sir. It's completely different because of it's completely different because of the fact that this is my show that I love to do. It's just going to depend on physically if I am up to coming in and doing it.
Yeah,
that's it.
You're going to feel fine.
I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, unless you die.
Not what I want to hear. Not what I want to hear, sir. You're a very supportive friend. I appreciate it. We'll see you next week, or we'll see you in 2 weeks, maybe. I don't know. But we'll leave you with Eddie Money either way. And talk to you soon. Bye.